I really wish I liked Cobra Command more than I did. When you boil it down to its basic systems, it sounds like it should be a great game. What if Choplifter had a more complex environment and permanent power-ups that you collected? And the promise of the concept lures me back to Cobra Command from time to time. But it doesn't take much playing for me to start going, this really should be better than it is. And that makes it a prime example of dekoge, the Japanese terms for the games that aren't good, but could have been if they weren't made by Data East. Cobra Command started out as a Data East arcade game. No, not that one. This is the one. Yeah, Data East really Data Easted this up by releasing 2 games with the exact same title in the space of 4 years. The arcade Cobra Command was a pretty straightforward and actually relatively easy shoot-'em-up. On the Famicom, it's still a game where you fly around in a helicopter and shoot at things, but now you have a goal and you have full control over where you're flying. On every stage, you have to rescue a certain number of hostages. The moment you collect the last hostage, the stage ends. There's no bosses in Cobra Command until the very final stage. The most interesting thing in Cobra Command is how you don't just fly on the surface. From time to time, you'll encounter structures where you can shoot at a certain part of it until it explodes. Then you can fly inside it. Within those locations, you'll find places that you can land for equipment power-ups. To activate the equipment, you have to hit select, and then you can go through everything and choose what you're going to use. Armor upgrades, at least, are applied automatically. And honestly, I would not use any of the engine upgrades. They make it harder to control the helicopter, and a lot of the time you're dealing with precise maneuvering. Even the ladder upgrade's iffy. It lets hostages climb up to your helicopter quicker, but except in one very particular circumstance, it's actually more useful for hostages to climb up to your helicopter slower. As you play, the B button fires your main gun, and the A button fires your missile. The helicopter pitches as you move forward and backward, so you use that to aim. There's actually a wide variety of missiles to use. The default one just fires in the same path as your gun, while the vertical ones always shoot straight ahead. Firebombs are really useful because they travel in an arc. The mines do as well, and if they land on water, they stick around for a while. Exploring the levels in Cobra Command is pretty neat. There's a big variety of environments, and on the later levels you have to use some careful flying. If Cobra Command was just a game about flying a helicopter through caves to rescue people, I'd think it was pretty cool. And here's where I start talking about the things that Data East did wrong. You can tell by how much time is left in this video that there's a lot of them. I have to start with the controls. While moving the helicopter with the default engine is fine, as soon as you upgrade that engine, you're flying too fast to be able to position yourself accurately. And to turn around, you have to hit the start button. On top of that, the start and select buttons seem a bit unresponsive in Cobra Command. There are times where I just pressed one of those buttons and nothing happened. The scrolling is just terrible. It doesn't center on your helicopter, so you can wander around a bit of the screen without it scrolling. But there's a bit of drift in how far it takes for you to scroll. And so in some sections, like getting past these missile launchers, you have to dance back and forth to manipulate that scrolling position. And then there's the scripting. Sometimes hostages don't come out. Since you have to locate all the hostages on the level, that's a pretty big problem. You'll pass a structure, think that there's nobody there, and then have to double back and search the entire level looking for them. And there's some more broken scripting. I got sucked down this hole even though I wasn't directly over it, and so I died due to being in the wall when it stopped forcing me to move. One more thing about that scripting, a lot of it doesn't make sense. Passages will open up in areas that you're not dealing with just because you collected something. And even if the vulnerable part of a building is visible, you won't be able to shoot it until you've scrolled to the correct portion of the screen. And it can be really tough to tell what you're supposed to be able to shoot. Most of the hostages that you'll find will emerge from a building after you destroy the vehicle in front of it, and will then come out one at a time until you've rescued 3 of them. Then a vehicle reappears, you destroy that, and they start coming out again. And this pattern repeats itself until the building's cleared of hostages. Now just that brief description sounds mildly annoying, but there's buildings with over a dozen hostages in them. It makes it pretty dull. One trick for that is as soon as you're picking up the third hostage, fly back into position so you can hit the vehicle as it spawns. Also, enemies and their bullets ignore terrain. You'll be destroyed if you fly into it, but they just pass right through. The difficulty also is extremely easy until you reach stage 4, and that's stage 4 out of 5. Now, very little of that is actually what I'd consider to be game-breaking. The problem for Cobra Command is that there's so much of it. And none of this feels like something that'd be difficult to clean up. It's just Data East is a low-effort company. You can really feel their, it's good enough to ship attitude. And there are some good things in Cobra Command. Like this room where the ceiling starts coming down so you have to rescue the hostages fast. Or here where the level suddenly catches on fire. And it definitely makes me think that stage is Vietnam themed. And I swear the music sometimes sounds like knockoff Ride of the Valkyries. But Die Valkyrie is in the public domain, Data East. You could have used it. In fact, watch me. I'm going to use it right now. It really bothers me because Cobra Command could have been such a better game. I don't think it would have ever been a great game, but it could have been a good game. Perhaps one of the Famicom's hidden gems. But what we're left with here are some good ideas with terrible execution.